What's going on, everyone? Talen here, and welcome to another Marvel Future Fight video. Alright, so in this one here, we're going to be taking a look at Scarlet Witch and her new uniform, the Uncanny Avengers. And this is still on the early access build, or the test build, so it's still subject to change, so there could be minor tweaks to the uniform in terms of damage numbers or effects or things like that, so it can change a little bit, so keep that in mind from now to the live version from what you see here. And also, this video is brought to you by Netmarble and the Star Agents program, so now that that is out of the way, let's go ahead and hop into the uniform here. So here we go. The uniform bonus just changes a little bit. We've got an increase to the physical damage reduction that she gets. It's now 25%, whereas previously it was 15%. And then we do have 4 skill changes here. I don't think there's any skill or any textual changes with these skills. I believe all of these effects are the same as with her previous uniform. So yeah, I don't think any of those changes, but the main change that I liked that I noticed right here is for her 5th skill, which is the Chaos Domination, and that it is now mind damage. So it is no longer energy damage, it is now mind damage. So if you have a mind damage obelisk on her, that just means the 5th skill is going to hit a little bit harder for you, which is nice. And also because it does give her that mind damage increase, it will now be able to take advantage of that. Imagine that. Before it was an energy damage skill, but it increases mind damage. Not that I'm complaining, because she had a lot of really strong mind damage skills anyway. But anyway, let's hop into the skill preview here and see the changes to these 4 skills, because it is just going to be animation. So the first skill is going to be the one that is unchanged right here. As you can see, still exactly the same. I accidentally hit the 4th skill, but there we can see the 4th skill's got a little more to the animation, so it looks more widespread on the screen. And it also, I believe, it still pulls in the enemies, so I think it's still the same there. It does have more hits though, because I think you get an extra kind of hit at the end there when she kind of like pushes them away, so it's gonna have a few more hits there. Doesn't seem like it lasts as long, like the lingering damage doesn't seem like it's there as long. But anyway, let's hop over to the second skill now. So the second skill is a little bit different. Before, she kind of jumped backwards a few times while throwing these rocks. Now you just get those kind of immediately, which is good because now you can skill cancel it a lot easier. Just boom like that, and then you still get the effects. And now the third skill, it looks like the third skill is just more hits. Maybe the beam has got a little more AoE to it, and then we have those extra kind of particle effects. As you can see, there's still like random spurts of magic shooting out from her shield there that is hitting the enemies, so we're getting a few more hits that way as well. So yeah, overall looks good. And then the 5th skill is getting a complete overhaul. So if we take a look here, boom, we still have kind of that vortex opening up that like shows the cosmos, or like a rip in the dimension right there, which is really cool. And then she kind of shoots down just like a beam from the sky. So yeah, definitely like the visual changes to the 5th skill. And now we'll probably just look at her in a little bit of gameplay to see how this affects her skill rotation. Doesn't affect it too much because her 5th skill still hits really hard with the uniform right here, so you can still proc on the 5th skill, and it's actually a little bit easier to just proc on the 5th skill here, because if you want to take advantage of all of the effects or all of the damage, you kind of want to cancel like right there when the beam's coming down from the sky, and then hop into the 4th skill to kind of get your maximum amount of damage from your damage proc if you go right there. But it's really hard to keep that consistent because the 5th skill is still the same cooldown as before, but that is still a 7.5 second cooldown, so you can get pretty unlucky and have your damage proc start getting off by more and more, and it just gets out of control there. But anyway, let's hop into a little bit of gameplay here with this new uniform so we can see what it looks like in action. Alright, so here we are at Ebony Maw. We have stage 37 available to us. That's the highest that we can go right now on the test build. I'm just bringing in 2 random teammates right there. I just picked them because they were at the top and close by, because she does a lot of damage, so I don't want to give her any support with tier 2 passives, because she already clears this pretty quickly. So I'd like to kind of delay that a little bit so we can see her skills a little bit more. So here we go, got Ebony starting up, so we're going to go ahead and hop into the 5th skill right here. The initial proc isn't going to be anything too special, just because we haven't stacked our all defense down too much here and our mind resist down, but now it's going to start hitting a little bit harder since we have a chance to stack it with some of our other skills here. And this seems to be kind of the skill rotation that I like with her, just proccing on the 5th skill. It's just a little bit easier and more manageable to try to keep the damage proc in line. Because there we go, got it going again. And then you still get quite a bit of damage from the 4th skill just because you have that all defense down and you also have the mind resist down. So that really helps the damage there. But what I've noticed is that overall, she still hits about the same or pretty close to the same. So I'm not sure if I'm doing something wrong here, but with her old look, with the Infinity War uniform, she hits pretty similar numbers to with this uniform. There isn't much of a change in the damage, despite the 5th skill now having that mind resist down and the all defense down, whereas it did not have that before. So she does have an extra source of mind resist down and all defense down, which you think would help out a lot, but I don't see a huge difference. But again, this is on the test build, so it might change, and also I'm not too familiar with how the characters perform on this build here, so until I get my hands on it on my accounts, where I have a better idea of a comparison between the uniform without the uniform, I won't be able to give you a complete answer on that. But so far, it looks pretty good. So now, actually, let's try to show off the other kind of rotation. So we go right here. Well, actually, let's just back out and go back in and try to do the 5 cancel 4 rotation, and we can see the damage there from that one. So hop back in. But overall, the uniform, I really like the looks of it because I do like the classic Scarlet Witch look with the red and just that big kind of, not really helmet, but you know, the visor type thing that she has on her face right there, that classic look. I don't really know what to call that, actually. It's not like a tiara, but not really a tiara. I don't know. But anyway, so I start off with the 4th skill when I do this rotation. I try to get the damage proc right there. At 4 seconds, I go into the 5th skill. I wait for the blast to come down, and then I try to get my damage proc right there, but the damage proc is a little bit off right now, so let's see if we can't line it back up a little bit. So I go right there, and then we've got that beam coming down. My damage proc does not want to cooperate with me. Let's stall for a little bit longer here. Alright, so now let's see if we got it. Okay, as you can see, the damage is really nice when you do get that to line up, but it can be a little tricky to keep this because, like I said, that half a second off on the 5th skill, being 7.5 seconds, it slowly gets further and further out of line. So yeah, so see, it gets harder and harder to get the damage proc to line up. But that was similar to her with her Infinity War uniform anyway, so there's not too much of a change there. You can do that instead. So overall, she plays very, very similar. You can proc on the 5th skill, you can proc on the 4th skill, you can still proc on the 3rd skill. All of the skills still do a massive amount of damage, so it's however you prefer to play her, what your skill rotation is more comfortable like for you. Just proc on any of those 3 skills and you should be good. So yeah, not much going on there with the skill rotation. The look I like, the uniform so far. For the damage though, I'm not convinced that it's going to be a lot more damage than her Infinity War uniform, so I'm not really sure how much of an upgrade it's actually going to be. But again, this is the test build, so I need to wait for the live version to really get an idea. But as of right now, I'm going to say that the uniforms are very similar in damage. So if you don't have a uniform for her, pick up whichever look you like better. If you have her Infinity War uniform, I'm not sure if you're really going to see a massive improvement from this uniform, and then you've got to rank this one up as well, so it's a lot more resources. Anyway, yeah, I'm a little bit on the fence, but let me know what you think in the comment section below. If you liked what you saw here, if you think that it's a little underwhelming, or anything like that. So yeah, that's gonna be it for this video here. Hope you guys enjoyed, and of course I will catch you in the next one.